$2.5 billion each year because of one animal. Wild boars, once a mere nuisance, have now become one of the most destructive forces in American agriculture. In Texas alone, their population has exploded past 2.6 million, tearing through crops, breaking fences, and spreading disease faster than fire through dry brush. They don't just devour cornfields or uproot soy. They maul livestock, rip apart fences, and slaughter goats, chickens, even family pets. In some counties, people have reported boars charging at them in broad daylight, unprovoked and feral. Local farmers have tried everything, traps, dogs, fences, but nothing seems to work. So now the battle has moved to the skies. This isn't sport. This is survival. Today you'll witness one of the most daring efforts yet, an aerial assault over the sun-scorched plains of South Texas. How many can they stop before nightfall? And is it ever enough? Stay with us, because what happens in the next few minutes may just change how you see this silent war. Using aircraft is the only way to track these intelligent, elusive creatures through dangerous terrain no man can easily reach. That's what they told me before we lifted off. I thought it was just a figure of speech until I saw the land for myself. Dense mesquite thickets, cracked ravines, cactus fields stretching for miles. No truck could get through this. No man on foot would last a mile. But from the air, everything changes. Beside me sat Johnny, quiet, steady, rifle resting on his lap. A rancher who'd lost goats, chickens, even 2 horses to the hogs. This wasn't hunting for him, this was payback. Movement. Southeast tree line, Johnny called out. The pilot didn't ask twice. We dipped low, fast. From this angle, the herd looked like oil splattered across the field. Thick, chaotic, fast. Johnny opened fire. 1, 2, 3 shots. The lead boar dropped. The rest scattered, hooves kicking up dust like smoke signals. We gave chase. It felt like war. Each blast of the rifle was followed by a jolt of the helicopter, echoing through my chest. And still, Johnny didn't miss. Every shot was measured, intentional. Another call crackled through the radio. New herd, 2 o'clock, moving fast. Still too many. Hold position. We've got visual. Our helicopter adjusted course immediately. The target appeared, large, fast, and cutting across the open plain. No time for discussion. The pilot dropped the altitude sharply, bringing us just above the treetops. The maneuver was tight, precise, executed perfectly under pressure. This is why the helicopter matters. On foot, that target would vanish in seconds. But up here, we had the angle, the speed, and the reach. Johnny leaned out, eyes locked. The rifle braced firm against the doorframe. Despite the constant vibration, he didn't flinch. First shot, too high. Second, closer. Third, perfect. The target dropped mid-sprint. 1 clean shot. No panic, no chase. Just control. That's what aerial precision looks like. We hovered, scanned the terrain, no further movement. For a moment, the field went silent, except for the low churn of the rotors and the click of Johnny reloading. Then the call came through. New group, East Ridge, lights fading. The helicopter banked immediately. No hesitation. Out here, there's no room for delay. Every second counts. Every shot matters. Because in this war, Elevation and accuracy are your only advantage. If you believe this kind of aerial strategy helps protect farmers and livestock, drop a 1 in the comments below. Let's see how many still believe in defending from above. As the last helicopter touched down and the plane sank into silence, we should have felt relief. We didn't. Because in Texas, when the sun sets, the real war begins. Wild boars don't sleep. They wait. They move under darkness. Smarter, faster, more coordinated. And if we rested now, they'd undo everything we'd accomplished. Johnny cleaned his rifle without a word. The team changed gear. Switched to thermals, silencers, low-light scopes. No spotlights, no noise, just the tools for quiet work. Less than an hour in, we spotted them. A herd of 9, weaving through the brush, moving along a fence line like they owned it. The same land we cleared that morning. They were already reclaiming it. We didn't wait. Johnny raised his rifle, took the lead shot, 1 down. We pushed forward. No floodlights. Just thermal silhouettes, steady hands, and the sound of boots and breath. Every few yards, a flash of heat, crosshairs aligned to the head or spine, a silent shot, another hog down. The herd tried to circle around, a common tactic. But this wasn't our first night out. We split, half the team cut west, Johnny and I went east. They ran straight into us. 2 more dropped, both hit at the base of the skull, the sweet spot. Another shot cracked. Clean. Another. Within 10 minutes, 8 of 9 were down. The last one disappeared into a gulch. Johnny didn't even speak, just nodded and took off after it. Moments later, 1 sharp shot echoed, right behind the ear. Clean. We regrouped under a patch of mesquite, breathing heavy but calm. The sky was quiet again. But it wouldn't last. Because in this war, daylight may bring battles, but darkness brings the reckoning. If you're still with us, comment a 2 below to let us know you joined this night fight. By the time first light broke over the fields, the last shot had already been fired. No one celebrated. We didn't come here for that. We gathered what was left. Shells in the dirt, prints in the mud, and silence that didn't feel like peace. It felt like a pause. Because we both knew. This wasn't victory. This was maintenance. Wild boars don't quit. They hide, multiply, return. And they only need 1 night to undo months of labor. So we stay ready. Scopes tuned, gear packed, no illusions. This isn't about hunting for sport. This is defense for the land, for the crops, for the families who depend on both. Are we protecting our land or just pushing the problem further? By midday, we were back home, dust-covered, bone-tired. The fields looked quiet, but we knew it was temporary. The kind of silence that comes before the next wave. I sat on the tailgate, boots caked in mud, watching the horizon. It's strange. You take down 50 hogs in a day, and it still feels like you didn't do enough. Because tomorrow, there could be 50 more. Out here, we don't ask for recognition. We just want one thing, to be heard. When wild boars tear through your crops, kill your goats, your chickens, or worse, charge at your kid in the backyard, you stop asking for help. You pick up your rifle. But still, I wonder, are we doing enough or just delaying the inevitable? Can we win this war, or will the land belong to the hogs one day? Let me know what you think. Farmer to farmer, man to man, your thoughts matter. There in the sky, everything looks smaller. The fences, the crops, even the boars. But as the rotors spin and the earth falls away beneath us, something else becomes clear. This war isn't just about pigs, it's about pride. About people who refuse to give up the land their fathers built with calloused hands and stubborn hearts. From the cockpit, I've watched it all. Boars charging through corn rows like tanks. Families watching their livestock torn apart, kids too scared to play outside. And every time I raise that rifle, I'm not just shooting an animal, I'm defending a way of life. Johnny once told me, if we don't fight for this land, who will? He's right, because no matter how far the boars spread, how many come back, we'll always rise with the sun, load our gear, and fight again. This isn't over, not by a long shot. Out here, there's no trophy, no glory, just dirt, sweat, and the silent promise we make every morning. Protect what's ours, or lose it. You've seen it with your own eyes. The chaos, the chase, the cost of doing nothing. And maybe you're not flying choppers or pulling triggers. But if you've ever worked the land, cared for animals, or watched a season's work disappear overnight, you're part of this fight too. So if these stories speak to something in you, the grit, the stubbornness, the love for soil and sky, subscribe, because we're not done telling them. There are more battles, more voices, and more reasons to stand our ground. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next mission. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Every voice matters. We'll see you back in the skies soon.